Well, business wise, I mean, I'm all invested in this podcast. You guys should know that.
That was my same answer, bro.
Yeah, I'm invested 100% in this. Like, and I'm gonna be 100% real, bro. I know this is a safe space, so I'm gonna get into it. When it comes to this podcast, bro, I'm at the point, bro, that I'm putting sweat, bro. I'm putting sweat, blood, tears. You know, I'm putting it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point where I don't even give a fuck if I don't got a support system anymore. If niggas close to me don't support me, that's cool, bro. When I get to that finish line, I don't want to hear from y'all. I don't want to hear, oh, I remember this, I remember that. That's great. You know what?
Forget it.
When I was grinding, when I wasn't getting any, when I was asking people for views and y'all weren't giving me the love, guess what? It don't even matter no more, bro. I made it on my own. I know close it, yo, and I'm gonna be dead ass, bro. I'm gonna lay it out in this podcast because this is the podcast that we need to break that stigma. You know that men need to get over that machismo shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta actually say how we feel.
Wow. Yeah. Hennessy.
This is
the H&H podcast. It's your boy Scott.
And it's your homeboy Nefty.
And to my right, I got my brother Eno in the building. It was really good.
And you already know our cameraman is Big Loso in case you ain't know so.
Loco, what it do, ho?
Gang.
Yo, so what it do, fellas? What it do?
You know what I mean? Everything good. You know what I mean? I just want to get. I'm not even gonna ask niggas how their week was and all that. I really want to get into. You know what I mean, so something real, some deep shit.
Pause.
Nah, no pause. It's real.
All right, now you got it.
So I want to ask y'all for real, because I want to know personally on a level from all of y'all, like mentally from 1 to 10. I want to know where y'all at from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint, and from a mental standpoint. 1 to 10. I want to know where you are. Like,
okay, when you want me to give you the answer as in from 1 to 10,
1 to 10.
or explain further?
Nah, 1 to 10 and then explain.
Business wise, 10 because I'm full throttle. Just a little explanation towards this podcast, towards whatever in life. Friendship, I'll tell you, I'm at a 10, regardless of that.
That's personal, yeah. That's personal.
It's a little bit personal, as in like. What's the other one that you said?
And mental.
Mentally, to be honest with you, mentally overall, I'm at a 6 or a 7.
Explain
because
why.
The reason I explain why is just because sometimes I get over humbled, and if what I'm saying is, and I get overwhelmed with work, and a coworker of mine did say this though. He says he told me, he was like, yo, you do work a lot, but he was like, don't forget you have a child at home, because I did tell him I have a child. He was like, spend time with your child more than what you expect. He was like, I understand you have, because I do talk to him. We talk about child, like our personal lives, and he just told me, he was like, spend time with your child, because they're at that age where they only know what they see you. So if they only see you on the weekends, they're only gonna remember as you.
Right.
And which is true, because I say my dad worked like 60 plus hours a week when I was young. So I'm thankful for that. I recognize that, but at the same time, I wish I could have got to know my dad a little bit more deeper than what it was. So to be honest with you, that's why I'm working a lot right now during the winter. In the summertime, I'm trying to explore with my son, like more of, as in like, spend time more with him and see how he is, the ins and ends about him.
Yeah, like the ins
you feel me? Like, exactly. So that's my goal right now. That's the only reason why I'm working hard in the winter, because wintertime you can't do nothing, especially with this whole pandemic. So that's just my standpoint. How you guys feel?
What about you? What about you? From 1 to 10, what are you business wise, personally, and mentally?
Business was I'm good.
1 to 10. What is it?
Yeah, like about 9. Personally, um, mental wise, like probably like 6, 'cause, like barely sleeping, be fucking tired all the freaking times and stuff. Sometimes I just be like, man, fuck this shit, man. I just feel like getting away. Just like shutting my phone, just getting away, talk to nobody, just like go somewhere far and just like think and just freaking leave everything behind. Not like leave everything behind, but like just like be somewhere where
For a while, just get your mind off it.
yeah, no social media, none of just by myself. You know what I mean?
About you, Nefty.
Um, well, business wise, I mean, I'm all invested in this podcast. You guys should know that.
That was my same answer, bro.
Yeah, I'm invested 100% in this. Like, and I'm gonna be 100% real, bro. I know this is a safe space, so I'm gonna get into it. When it comes to this podcast, bro, I'm at the point, bro, that I'm putting sweat, bro. I'm putting sweat, blood, tears. You know, I'm putting it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point where I don't even give a fuck if I don't got a support system anymore. If niggas close to me don't support me, that's cool, bro. When I get to that finish line, I don't want to hear from y'all. I don't want to hear, oh, I remember this, I remember that. That's great. You know what?
Forget it.
When I was grinding, when I wasn't getting any, when I was asking people for views and y'all weren't giving me the love, guess what? It don't even matter no more, bro. I made it on my own. I know closer, yo, and I'm gonna be dead ass, bro. I'm gonna lay it out in this podcast because this is the podcast that we need to break that stigma. You know that men need to get over that machismo shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta actually say how we feel.
Hold on. Save that for after this, because that's where I'm
Yeah.
getting to after that.
But
We're gonna get to that.
I know people that are super close to me, bro. Like immediate families that don't watch my shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's cool. You know, I'm not expecting every one person to watch, but but if I ask for support, I'm not saying I'm expecting it, but don't go and support some random dude that you just met in high school, and you can't support your own family. All I'm asking is for a view, a sub. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't gotta watch the whole podcast. Watch 5-10 minutes. I just need the view, and I need the pot, and I need the sub. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna help me in the long run. And if you're really into it, then all right, you share it to everybody else. So then we get more love. But I am going to put my business at a zero, though. Besides the podcast, obviously, I'm well invested in the podcast. But my mind's been racing crazy about, and I know we've had conversations crazy. But I ain't trying to stay middle class no more. You know what I'm saying? So I've been thinking about what I need to do to make it. You know, I got a kid on the way. I got to think about family, and I love money too much to just stay in the same place that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I got to make it somehow, and I got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to say it like this. If I got to figure it out, I got to figure it out. But I will, and that's what I know about myself is I'll figure it out. Even if it takes me 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I'll get there, bro. I'll get there. I got the mind to do it. Personally, I think that was the second one, right? Personally, man, I think everything was cool. I'm not gonna bring her up, bro, because I feel like every time I bring her up, I'm in the hot seat. And let me tell you, man, I've been in the hot seat for a while. My ass is burnt. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay out of that. But personally, I love y'all niggas. My family's cool. My niggas, I hope all my niggas is straight. I know, I know you don't want to bring it up, but as men, we don't really get into shit. But I hope all my niggas is straight.
We'll definitely get into that.
Personally, damn, I'm not giving you numbers. Personally, out of 1 to 10, man, 1 to 10, it's not good, but I'm probably like a 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, I got a kid on the way, so I got to think about that. I'm thinking about how to make more money, how to start my business. I'm putting my energy into this podcast.
So it all goes into one act.
Yeah, man. The thing is, it's like I'm trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
It's overwhelming.
But that's where it gets to. It's overwhelming. You know, I'm trying to support my family. Again, it's kind of hard to bring it up, but She's pregnant. I gotta make sure everything is straight. Unfortunately, I've been on the hot seat for certain. Yeah. My family. I hope y'all is good. And then shit at work, bro. Listen, man. Shit at work is not easy, especially where I'm at. With COVID and shit, there's a lot of branches closing. So, I mean, niggas don't know where I work, but obviously, as soon as I say branches, you probably know. So other branches are closing. A lot of shit comes down to my branch.
That money talk.
Yeah.
But
it is it is overwhelming, but someone told me a very long time ago. This probably goes back 6 years ago. Something happened to me. I worked the Office Max, and unfortunately, I got laid off. But someone told me one of the most realest shit that stuck to me. He was like, "Bro, I never. I'm not saying I'm the only one. Obviously, there's mad people in the world that are just like that. But someone told me straight up, it's like, yo, the thing with you is like, I have no worries because you just never give up. I was laid off from Office Max, and that might have been one of my lowest times because that's when I started becoming an adult. I had a car note, I had bills and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, I got laid off. Like, how do I figure it out? That's when we got hired at Walmart. Like, and I was on the grind, bro. I had to figure shit out. A lot of people, especially me, because I'm an introvert, I let shit get to me. And you guys know. You guys are my brothers. Yeah, you guys know I overthink. I let things, and if shit hits me the wrong way, you guys know that I close in. But when it comes to shit where my back is against the wall, nah, bro, I can't let that shit happen.
You're a hustler.
I can't let that shit happen.
It's a hustler.
Yeah, so mentally, my shit's at 5 or 6, but I'm gonna let you know, man. It's still a good 5 or 6 because the thing with me is I'll make it out. I might not be straight right now, but I'll make it out. I know I will. So.
And with me, I say business-wise, I feel like I'm at a 10 because it goes to what you say. Nothing in this world is going to stop us from succeeding. So in the business mentality, we going to keep pushing regardless. Like this shit going to keep ticking regardless. So at the end of the day, the business mindset is on 10. It's on 10 because ain't nothing in this world gonna hold me back. There's not one thing in this fucking world that's gonna hold me back. So business mentality, I'm on the 10. You hear me? These niggas ain't hold me back.
Shout out to Ross.
Word. Rose. But yeah, like, so at the end of the day, business mentality, my shit is at a 10 because we hustlers. At the end of the day, you ain't gotta sell drugs to be a hustler. You know what I mean? We all hustlers in our own right. So we gonna get it regardless or not.
Yo, it was funny, bro. I didn't want to cut you off, but my 16 that I told you I wrote, bro, it gets into that.
Oh, we get there.
It gets into how this.
One day.
Yeah, y'all think struggling is just hustling out in the streets, but it gets deeper than that, fam.
Me out of retirement, man.
Yo, listen, one of these podcasts we dropping our 16, bro.
Let's go. Nigga.
We dropping our shit.
I'm ready. But yeah, and then personally, I'm like a 7-8 because at the end of the day, as long as my family good, my family eating, my brothers is good, my brothers is eating, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I win, my niggas is winning. If my niggas is winning, I'm winning. So personally, I'm good. And then going off of mentally, I probably say it's at 7-8. It's not all the way there, but I'm like day by day it's progressing. Because there's no negative thoughts ever going through my head. I think that's why I can never be lower than a 7-8. Because I'm so positive thinking. Like, that's why I'm always laughing. I'm always joking. Even going through the roughest times of my life, I'm always laughing and joking. Because in my mind, like, it's always positivity. There's no negative thought ever in my mind. That's why in my head, because I know you are. And I know you are. Y'all overthinkers. Me, I can't be an overthinker because I'm only thinking positivity.
It'd be the simplest shit too.
Like, and if it's in the sense of a positive, I'm an overthinker. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm only thinking positive. There's no negative thought in my head. Like a lot of y'all, which are overthinkers, y'all think of the worst, like the worst thing that could happen.
Immediately.
I think of the best thing that could happen. We could be in a shootout, and I'm thinking the best thing that could happen, which is us surviving. You feel me?
But
at the end of the day, that's how I think. I think the positive.
But you know what's the thing, I'm pretty my fault though. I'm pretty sure you're about to say it though. Yeah, I do think of the worst, But me thinking the worst is what pushes me to
bring the positive.
Yeah. Like I start thinking about the worst shit, but you know what? That's what motivates me. Now I gotta get this dub, bro. Yeah. So if we are in a shootout, yeah, I'm thinking the worst shit. But what that does, that builds a fire.
Yeah.
So we might be in a shootout, but guess what? I'm making out of this motherfucking shootout. I don't know about you.
But yeah, that. So I mean, I don't think of the worst first. I always think of the best first. You know what I mean?
This goes to what this goes to the overthinking to add to what Neff just said, as like the overthinking as in like I'm overthinking the positive and bad side towards things. Whatever our outcome towards a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. I think about the positive outcome, but I think about the worst because you can't. It's the good with the bad. You can't always think. I understand. There's a good. You always want to think the good part, but the bad side has to come with it. Like my thing is, when the bad comes, how can we overlook this?
Like
how can we prevent it? How can we prevent it from happening on this that thing forward? Like for example, like I say here and I told you, every time we ever went out into a conference and we got into confrontations, it's like, do I look at the bad as in like how we can prevent this and all this, that, and the third? And to be honest with you, this just goes to our viewers. Mental health is a serious thing as into certain people. Don't ever think. I just hate when people have to put that mindset as in like that macho man thing, whatever. That macho man thing, bro. Talk. Communication is everything.
All right, since you're saying that, before it comes out, like I want to ask y'all, like, and then we got other guests here, so like I just really want to ask everybody, like, why is it that men don't really confide in other men? Why is it that we always got to be so tough to where you can't tell your brother what the fuck is going on? Because even when we do talk about it, we sugarcoat it. Every one of us. No bullshit. None of us give each other the real rap. If you're going through it, you really don't give me the in and out. You give me the run.
Well, I mean, me and you had talks, but I think it's that stoic mentality. I think in history, men are the ones they're the breadwinners. You know, you support the family. You don't got time to reflect and bitch about life. And bro, you gotta wake up, go get the money. You got a family to support. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of our fears, and I'm gonna say that word. I think one of our fears is when we come out and explain ourselves or express ourselves, we're afraid of other men being, damn man, you a pussy, or yeah, you're not tough enough. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Man the fuck up.
Yeah, like no, you a man. You gotta
go off for that. Right?
You gotta show up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Go off that because I'm the biggest prisoner of this. Because, like they say, if your daughter falls down and gets hurt, you're, baby, like, you're comforting her.
Yeah.
Your son falls down, you're like, yo, man the fuck up.
No, absolutely.
And I'm huge with that. And honestly, I feel like that's my biggest issue. Because that's the way we're brought up as men. Well, you feel me? So we got the same mentality.
Well,
always.
That's one of my biggest problems.
Yeah. It is my biggest thing. Because... You know, like I don't have a biological son, but I have 2 stepsons. And nigga, I'm always on some man the fuck up. Like stop being a little girl. Like nah, nigga. Like but because that's the hard shit we were brought up on. So it's hard to get out of that mentality. Like a lot of the arguments between me and my girl, and this is real. A lot of the arguments between me and my girl is, yo, stop babying these fucking kids.
Right.
And she's like, nigga, I'm not babying them. I'm showing them love and affection. No, there's difference between showing love and affection and babying. Like, even when I do get on their asses about the bullshit that they do, I sit there and I explain to them of what they're doing wrong. You feel me? So that's me showing the compassion with the other bullshit with it. That's me showing them love without babying them. You know what I mean? But with the boys, I really do have that tough mentality. Because it's like, nigga, man the fuck up. That's it. You're a boy. At the end of the day, boys get hurt. Boys are gonna do that. Boys are gonna do that you're a boy, man the fuck up. Like that's always me. Like I mean, I feel like that's tough because I have a problem with that. Instead of embracing and then like, look, you're a boy, you gotta.
I think that's fine, bro. The fact that I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that too, because, but the thing is, you can talk to your son about that. That yo, you need to man up. But at the same time, if you do need to talk about something, talk to me. You know what I'm talking about? People forget that guideline. People forget that guideline where like if your father sit here and tells you that machismo thing, you gotta realize every parent when we grew up, every parent it was a they're blindsided. They don't know what they're doing. They're going with life. So you gotta realize you're only learning off of them. How you experience that. You know what I'm talking about? So you gotta realize they're learning as they go.
Yeah.
The thing is your choice. Our new generation is how we choose and how we do it. But I'm a firm believer in the discipline part. But you, at the same time, when you're telling, for example, a boy, man up, this, that, and the third, at the same time, you gotta tell him, you can talk to me about something for sure. And it doesn't always have to be, oh, suck it up.
Well,
no. The thing is, all right, you're a boy, but tell me what the problem is, or tell me what thing is, and that's what we forget as grown men.
For sure.
As a grown man, you have
the
to
biggest
see
prisoner
it.
of that.
I'm going through this right now because it hurts. The fact that I understand what my dad told me, it does hurt me to discipline your child because at one point I went. What I'm telling you from my personal experience, I went through a rough patch with my son when he was born. That was it. That's and you guys know that. And I'm just saying, telling you, it's just it's hard because when you have a child, it's like that's your life, your lifeline. That's what you live for, and you're gonna. And what I'm telling you, Neff, you're gonna experience that, bro, just for your own eyes. And I'm gonna say and I tell you, it's just like you're gonna replicate everything that you went through, and I'm going through that because I hold myself sometimes because of what my dad put me through, and I'm glad he put me through that. But I learned from it. If you put your child to sit here and learn is the biggest thing. Learn, understand, and learn from your mistakes, and when we go through forward in that.
And past history, and past generation.
Exactly my point, and that's what people a lot tend to forget.
Well, I think. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I think that's a big thing, like learning from past generations. Not my bad, because I know you need to get into this too, because I think we are the generation or the era that needs to change that because I actually okay. I'm gonna use this example of how that father figure or parental figure is what sets that. I had a high school basketball game, and this is real. This is not me making this shit up. It was my highest scoring game I ever had. Right. I was souped, bro. I got home. My mom was like, "Oh, great job! This, that, and the third. We ordered pizzas to celebrate." I went up to my dad, bro, and I love my dad. Yo, I love you to death, bro. I'll die for you on some real shit. I know you don't watch the podcast, but in case this ever gets to you, but I promise you, I'll catch a bullet for you. Yeah, yo, chill. I went up to my dad, bro. I was trying to get confirmation, like affirmation from him. Like, yo, dad, I just had the greatest game. You know what he did, bro? And you know what it kind of taught me in a way, but it also
you say this, I'm a rebuttal.
But it also made me who I am today in the negative aspect. I was like, yo, Dad, I had one of the greatest games. You know what he told me? He's like, yeah, but you had this many turnovers, or you did this wrong. You did it.
You know why?
So all the great shit I did was like, damn, I don't mean shit.
You know why?
And because of that, I think, well, I do know why. I know you're gonna about to elaborate, but because of that, I think we need to break that stigma, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like when my son, yo, and I'm sorry, I keep bringing her up. I told my girl, bro, I'm going to strive to be the best dad ever. I know every male says
Can't
that.
do nothing but that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna strive to be because I've learned from past generations and my generations of what to do and what not to do. And I'm gonna, just like you said, yeah, I'm gonna encourage my son and I'm gonna tell my son, no, you gotta be a man. But you know, at the same time, all right, what happened? Walk me through it. How do you feel? How can we fix this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to be like me
That's why I got
and go in his room, close the door, and figure it out on his own. And I'm not saying my parents forced that upon me.
No, but
it just felt like that was my way to go upon it.
At the end of the day, our fathers are all like manly men. Like, you know what I mean? I've met your father. Me and your dad have a relationship. Like, y'all all have a relationship with my pops. Like, they're manly men. Like, that's what they came up on. They grew up on that. So they instilled that in us. It's like, you're grown, figure it out. Once you start getting older, it's like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Like it goes to say, you're a man. Like, at the end of the day, you're a man. Figure it out. And I feel like that's where it has to change, because it has to be like, you're a man, but I'm here for you. What's up? We're gonna go step by step on what the fuck is going on.
Right.
Whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, like, I'm here. And like I said, nigga, I'm a huge prisoner of this, because I'm just like, I'm from what I come from. I'm cut from that cloth of you're a man, you're a boy. This is what you're supposed to be one way. It's hard, and then I say it like that because I like, biologically, I only have one daughter. Like, my daughter biologically, so my mentality was one way towards her.
Shout out to Bigger.
You know what I mean? Like, my mentality was one way because it was towards my daughter. But now I got sons in my life. I have to change that, and my mentality has to change. Because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you're a boy. Like, but you can't think like that. It's like, you're a boy, but we're going to work this out. Like, let's do this shit together. And like I said, I am probably the number one most fucked up in that sense.
Right.
Because you're a man. Like that's my first thought. Stop being a little girl, nigga. You're a boy. Like, man, fuck up. Like, that's always my first reaction.
That's probably why we think your daughter is one of us, man.
Yo, facts, nigga. Like,
she's one of the boys. Hey, yo. Yo, cool out, bro. Don't do that. Hey, yo, don't do that.
Go to games out, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
No, yeah, I plead the fifth, man, you know?
Nigga, y'all always fuck with her. I'm like, yo, you gay? She's like, ah. She was like, if I was gay, I would have came out.
See, I'm not.
Nigga, like, as a 12-year-old, who says that, nigga?
Yo, I'm not there yet, but I think if your daughter, your daughter gonna run whatever relationship she's in.
Oh, no, facts.
She's the man.
That machismo
mindset
for me, like,
because
they be deep on some real shit. Oh, right before he pushed start, that's good. You know, get into your Tupac quote, nigga. How Brenda had a baby and all that. This nigga always texting. Nigga bitch. Bitch ass nigga. I feel you.
You know, you remember?
Say it.
Yeah, so if you stop in the middle of the shit, I don't know.
Oh, it's on you. You can start whatever.
Wait, before you start, the bathroom. Put it in his ass.
Don't dale.
So we starting?
Yeah, we start with your point.
Talking about your like the other day, I was freaking bumping Tupac. I was bumping Sure, want to be a thug. One of the lines are basically, yo, like, freaking, can we start this shit over?
It's not you, bro.
Yeah, it's not you.
My nigga Lewis was zoned out. That nigga said. That nigga, but you was zoned out, bro.
That's the way you were
That
like.
nigga mouth was open and everything. That nigga said.
He was looking at you like this.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
That's that case, right?
Lit.
What's up, bro? Yo,
that sensitive shit, bro. Tell your motherfucking point. Cut it out. All right, play.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. I can't with you, my nigga.
Yo.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Back like you were saying, I was bumping Tupac the other day. Jesus fucking Christ. My nigga, I'm trying to get bro, what the Nah. Yo. Whenever y'all ready, I'm ready.
You ready, man?
This is funny.
The other day, I was bumping Tupac, like back what you were saying. One of my favorite lines from the song "Shorty Want to Be a Thug." He said, "I tell you it's a cold world. Stay in school. You tell me it's a man's world. Play the rules." One of the things about like not like mental health, but like how in this generation we're not teaching like our youth like if you're trying to grow up so fast, you better adjust to like playing the man's rules. Because
it definitely comes with stipulations.
And the world that we live in is a cold world, bro.
Yeah.
And one of the things like we are not raising our future generation to be tough, to be strong, and to survive in this world. Because like in this day and age, like we are babysitting our kids soft. And it's sad.
And it's sad, yeah, but like my thing with that is you have to be sensitive towards them in the era we live in. And do I feel like it is our generation's fault. Like maybe the generation before us. You feel me? With raising their kids, and because that's the young bulls that are 15, 16 to 18 or whatever these days. These young bulls be out here tripping. So at the end of the day, like to me, we have to be sensitive to their feelings at this point, because if you're not, then there's no communication with your kid. It's the same thing as like in a relationship. There always has to be communication about everything, and it has to be the same way with your children. Because like I said, I am probably the biggest, and me speaking this right now is probably me being a hypocrite, because I'm always so tough. Like I got one biological child, but I got 4 stepkids. So nigga, like I'm always like that with the boys. Like shut up and man up. Like you're a boy, man the fuck up. Instead of hearing what the fuck he gotta say about it. You feel me? Like I'm the biggest prisoner of that. So at the end of the day, even myself, I have to change it. I have to be aware of his feelings or their feelings, and I mean I gotta understand that. So to go off of what you're saying is yes, you gotta be tough, you gotta be firm, but you gotta be understanding too. You feel me? Like I agree with you.
What we tend to do is reciprocate a lot of what we went through. So what you grew up as, and like if you have a dad, you reciprocate that.
Yeah.
So basically, as in like,
Yeah,
if your
like
dad
I said
told you
earlier,
man up or
all
be,
of our dads
you
are
have
like
to
manly men.
you have to be a man. You have to be like tough. So it's like
Like,
instead
shut the
of
fuck up and deal with it.
exactly, it's more like either shut your mouth and get through with it, or like don't say nothing. So it's like we're reciprocating that to our youth, and which is sadly, but our new youth, in a way, they're starting to like either open their mouths up, and we think of it as disrespect, but at the same time they have to have a voice.
But
We have to understand
I
that.
say the biggest middleman and difference maker is technology these days. We didn't have the same technology, so we had no choice but to grow up different. They see and they go off of what they see on the internet and shit like that. Like 90% of these kids got YouTube, and they're over here reenacting everything they see on YouTube and shit like that.
We grew up when technology was
starting.
started.
Exactly.
They got the full the full completion of technology.
Where it's peaking. Yeah.
We were struggling with the dial-up. Like they already got.
Take the fuck off the phone.
Yo,
they don't know nothing about that.
Yo, they already got technology
so
like that.
Nigga,
bro.
anybody comes to your crib, what's the first thing they do? What's the Wi-Fi?
Yo,
I mean, anybody, like the first thing they do. What's the Wi-Fi?
I just think this whole technology things interferes with the human emotions to somebody. For example, if you talk to somebody through a message or through text, the context behind the text. For example, when you read a text from somebody and you're in a bad mood and you're reading it, you're thinking they're coming at you, but which the context could be a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So people tend to read the message as in like if you're in a bad state of mind, you're gonna think, oh, he's coming at me or he's disrespecting me. So that's the only default I feel like with this new era, as in back in the day, you had to physically talk to somebody or on the phone, like hear their voice tones, hear how they feel, whatever. So you're going off of that. So I just think that has a lot to do with it, and I just think we have to step in a different direction on how we discipline our kids mentally, as in like because to be honest with you, it's doing bad for the most part because these kids reciprocate a lot of but they're looking for social media for a getaway too. You gotta realize we're for example, we shut them down so they look for somewhere that they can relate. Social media, other kids are relating. They're relating to each other. So exactly. So it's for they look for a comfort zone in social media. So basically, they're thinking, "Oh, this kid's a clown. Why can't I do that?" You gotta realize you gotta. I feel like the biggest thing is you gotta show people respect. You gotta show your kids how to respect one another. As in, how far is a joke? I understand. Exactly. So you just gotta teach your kids understanding how to understand somebody else or how to read somebody else, communicate basically.
And thank God, yo, talking about that, like, I'm happy and blessed and lucky that my 14 years old little brother, he don't give no fucks about social media. It's about like watching, like me and him, that we are what, 20 years apart? We have like things in common. I'm Dominican. I fix my papers. I fix my papers. I came on the boat.
I am 12.
I'm 12. But going back to my little brother, yo, I'm lucky that I know that he don't give no fuck about social media. He go to private school. He be on the video games or reviewing the upcoming cars, the new cars, and we always talk. Yo, bro. Yo. I went through
yo. You be walking home from school like, yo, bro. You know, go to the gas station. That's my punk ass brother.
Bro, I went through his phone one time. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, my man.
You're prodigy.
Bro, like, I'm blessed, yo, that he don't let social media affect him. His life is private school, talk about cars, and we always like talk about, yo, have you seen the new Porsche, the new Ferrari? Like, we're like 20 years apart, but like he knows, yo, I'm not gonna let social media like freaking dictate my life and like trying to like trigger my emotions. And I love about him. He's yo, fuck that. It's about my video games, cars. That's what I want to do. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Because a lot of kids, they basically let like social media get to them. And when it get to them, it goes to their head. Next, you know,
no
depression, emotions kicks in, and a lot of kids they get bullied on social media. And one of these two, committing suicide or doing reckless shit that will land them in jail or land them killed.
That's where it goes to what I say. Like, you gotta be there for every aspect of your child. Like when it's emotional, when it's whatever.
Or relatives.
Whatever it is.
You gotta teach your kids on how to sit here and tell them life goes on. Because honestly, when you make a joke, people don't know how to take. These kids don't know how to take jokes.
We grew up in the worst era. This shit is all online.
The thing,
Niggas suck
exactly.
Shit. Fuck you, nigga. Profile picture ain't shit. nigga. Imagine walking to school, nigga, like, you got the buddies on. Like, I mean, like, our era was different, nigga. It was face to face, nigga. Fuck
Yeah.
you, nigga. That ain't polo, that's USA polo, nigga. Like, US polo, nigga, like,
Yeah,
it was different. Our shit was face to face. Nigga gonna clown the shit out of you, nigga. Yeah, nigga,
exactly.
you shit, bro, like the McDonald's son. Like, that's how, I mean, that's the way it was back. We grew up in that era where shit was face to face, so it's hard. So
Like-
shit
like-
is over the internet to like these people let the kids let it affect, or people period let it affect them over somebody you ain't never seen in your life or you're never gonna see in your life. Like, what the? How does that go through your mind in the sense of to make you flip, to make you feel some type of way, to make you go into a depression? You ain't ever gonna see this motherfucker in your life.
Yo, I remember,
What the fuck does it matter to you?
I remember like in our era, you gonna cut the brand new Jordans? Yeah,
Word.
next week, I'm gonna get them. Switches to this era, oh, you broke. Or your little
Right.
brother, your parents can't afford it. Your big brother can't get the plug. Like, before, like, yo, you gonna get them next week? Yeah, I'm gonna come to them next week. Yo, you gonna match them? And this era is like, oh, you broke, or your parents can't afford it, or your big brother, big sister can't buy you shit. It's like,
No, my mother ain't on welfare, nigga. We don't pay $34 rent. We pay $1,200 rent.
and it's,
Your mom paid $34 in rent, nigga.
and it's sad, bro. Is that sad, bro?
It got its pros and its cons because it's easier to make more money. You could be easily become exactly social media. You can make so much money off of
Social media is the
and
biggest
different
thing,
platforms
the
and all
biggest
this. So
Facts.
What
Give
I'm-
him the curve.
so but exactly. So what you gotta teach these kids is basically
How to hustle.
don't
Do it on deposit.
exactly because these kids is dying left and right just off of social media. Period.
Especially because you got a child on the way. I got to hear your input on this. You've been kind of quiet, my brother.
I just disagree with everything you guys are saying.
So, goodbye.
So I'm not putting it on anything on any generation. I just put it on who's raising these kids.
Oh, that's a fact. That's
I just feel like
that for sure.
so. I was thinking about this the other day. I just feel like shit never changes or ever gets worse. It's just how it changes. So like what kids are going through now with technology and shit, you guys went through the same thing just in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just whoever's showing them, whoever's raising them, whatever they're seeing. I mean, perfect example is basketball. Everybody's gonna say Jordan's the best because he played in a tougher time, and you know LeBron cries, but LeBron's playing in an era that you could easily get a foul by just saying "yo," you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta play in your era, and that's what these kids are doing.
But
You never lose.
the thing is with
Put it
the
up.
new
Now, we'll agree to disagree, but I agree. No, I agree with your points.
the thing is with the
Definitely
new
have dope.
the thing is with the new era, as in like they don't have no humbleness towards them, as in like
Yeah.
in our era, I could easily remember as in yes we did talk, but we respected the people that come before us. This new era is their values and their morals are way different compared to what we do, and that is true to what who's raising them, but to a certain extent, you got to realize what I'm trying to tell you is in back then we did have a drug addiction, but what did it come with that? You can have a drug addiction, but you got to take care of home first. These kids are drug addicted and not taking care of shit. So what I'm telling you is this new generation is it's a whole fucked up world, as in like. But the thing is, we created that, so we're the cause. We're the cause of that. So this just goes to show you, we grew up differently, but yes, we have to improve. As in like, we have to grow up with the times.
I agree with you, but then I disagree because sometimes it's not who raised you. Because us growing up the way we did, how many times did we really want to listen to our parents? Until you're grown, you didn't realize, like, fuck, man, they was right. On certain situations, like, you'd be like, damn. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's who raised you, but you don't want to hear that from the person disciplining you. That's the problem with these kids these days, and that's where I disagree, because I agree, but I disagree because the problem with these kids is They don't want any authority. They all want yes men and no men. Like, oh, it's strictly, yeah, you can do that. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Like, it's that shit is having a negative effect on these kids, whether you parent them great or not. Because you could be the best parent in the world. Like, I feel like all of us grew up with great parents, but how much did we rebel because we thought we knew it all? These kids really think they know it all because they see all the young niggas online or whatever so disrespectful. You feel me? So that's what we can agree to disagree at the end of the day. Because I mean, none of us are wrong. Your opinion, mine is mine. But that's how I look at it, though. Is like straight up, it's mostly what they see. You can raise your kids as well as you want to, or you could try to be the best parent you can be, but kids rebel regardless. Everybody thinks they know everything.
I just, well, yeah, that's true. Kids are always gonna sit here and try to rebuild everything because they want to know what's the other side
It gets
like,
to the point, yeah,
or
exactly.
what it is to like.
Yeah.
My parents telling me this, but I'm courageous.
Yeah.
They're curious, basically. They're
It gets
curious.
to the point where it's like, it gets to the point where it's okay. I get it, but I gotta learn on my own type shit.
Yeah.
But and it also gets to a point to where you hit a certain age where you get responsibilities. You're like, damn, everything my mom and pop said was right though. Like, damn, there's so much right to what the fuck they were saying that you would never get as an adolescent coming up, but you get it when you're grown because you got responsibilities now.
And well, I think my biggest thing is to teach your kids, as in who your kids surround themselves around, as in the kids,
really,
because their friends are, believe it or not, their friends are a big influence in their lives, regardless of whether you want to think about it or not. Because behind
don't have friends these days.
They do, but they have social media friends. But the thing is, they have social media friends. They have social media friends. So to us it ain't, but to them it means the world. So you gotta. What I'm trying to tell you is basically, you gotta teach them. There's a difference between a fine guideline, as in like where they want to go, as in like do things, because social media, to be honest with you, plays a key factor in how things play out. As in, if you're keeping your, this is why I'm a firm believer, as in keep your kid outside, as in let him go outside, let him play, let him interview, because if he's stuck in the house, all he knows is social media. So what he's looking for is his outlet, his social media, what's popping, what's doing this. If social media, as in like the thing that's popping, it was like, oh, throwing up whatever's gang signs or doing the newest dance or whatever, they're gonna reciprocate that. They're always gonna go to that. So you really gotta teach your kids on how to mentally prepare them, basically, mentally, because
you gotta drill it into their heart mentally. Like you can see whatever you want, but mentally you gotta do that. Like you have to prepare yourself for the real world. These kids they live in a fantasy world, bro. Like 90% of these fucking kids live in a fantasy world. They see what they see, and they believe that's life. It's not at all.
The thing that literally interfered us to make our kids strong mentally, physically, healthily, is technology. I remember back in my days, we should basically, I had like after school programs where they teachers how to change the oil, how to basically create like grab like a piece of wood and build something out of that piece of wood. These days, there's no programs in school. They're basically eliminating all that out. Technology is helping us in general, and at the same time, it's making us dumb.
It's an outlet to be able to make quick money and shit like that.
You know
it's
what I mean?
also super detrimental to everybody.
Cause it's like it's sad, bro. Everybody got kids. How many times have you asked your kid, you're like, what children at that school program? Like any after school programs, like to help them like use their hands, use their brains. There's basically they are no more. Like we are the last, like us 80 babies, like we are the last, and early 90s, baby, like we are the last, well, like Sons of the Mohican.
90s, nigga.
You heard me?
I
You heard me?
made
Like
it.
we are the last of that era where we basically went out to school program, learn a trade, learn how to cook, how to did everything. Like this generation of kids,
You know how to cook?
they don't got that no more.
You know, burn bullshit. Oh, wait.
That's my last episode.
It's my last episode. He was saying that for 10 episodes, bro.
You know, burn a bowl of cereal.
My man said I burned a bowl of cereal.
That's crazy.
But honestly, you're like us has parents, has older siblings. We gotta like get in between technology, because we gotta like literally spend time more with our kids. We're not doing that no more. Like we're getting lazy.
It's just time and effort, bro. If you don't put time and
Exactly, it's time
effort,
and
they're gonna
effort.
become these fuckers. That's it.
Yo, they are gonna remember the movie I, Robot?
Yeah.
Our kids are turning into that. Whatever says it goes. Us has the last survival of the fittest. We gotta like be there for our kids, bro, and our siblings.
My son's great.
See, but we do have a positive side to this technology though, because now, to be honest with you, nowadays you could YouTube everything, as in like how to do certain things.
You don't gotta learn nothing.
Exactly, you do learn something, but it isn't as in like visually.
It's an easy way of learning. It's not learning from you actually do. All right, it's boom. Now I can learn it off the muscle.
Because
back then you had to put some brain power into it. Now you don't. It's just a shortcut. Honestly, that's all it is. It's a shortcut.
Yep, it is. Straight fact.
I do believe that technology probably does play a huge role in mental health.
It does.
I think it does. But and everything else, I don't know. I might have to disagree with you guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everybody mindset is different. We're not all the same.
But
that's why you're deaf and I'm weak. That's what he
But yeah, I know
he low.
a lot of people do hide behind the screen, try to look for affirmation and stuff like that. And when they don't get it their way, you know, people close down, which is not the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to express ourselves verbally, face to face and stuff like that. You know, like just hiding behind the screen is not going to cut it out for us. But that starts with us. That starts with how we can raise kids or teach kids differently from how we were raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I told you guys a story that one time I had one of my best high school games in basketball. I went home happy as shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I played great as hell. When I tried to celebrate with my dad, all that dude said was, "Yeah, but you did this, and this wrong." So he overlooked everything I did right just to tell me what I was wrong. And I mean, now I know what he was trying to do, but at that point I was like, damn, so in your eyes, I'm trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
that wasn't it. It was like, all right, you were great, but fix this and you could be the best. Like, you know what I mean?
That was more of a lack of communication deeper into what he meant.
It was pretty straight up. You just don't understand it until you're older.
But he could have dug deep into that, told him that.
I think that's what caused. I'm not saying I have mental health issues, but that's what can cause mental health issues, because I'm so excited and hyped and affirmed about, damn, I just had one of my greatest games. And you're gonna hit me and you're gonna hit me with some negativity shit. I'm gonna be like, yo, so what the fuck?
You do it to me.
Do what to you?
Yeah, you dropped a solid 40. She was 18 later.
Nah, I do it to you because I could have had like 20.
Oh, so it's personal. It's about you.
Yeah, I could have had 20 assists.
Okay.
You fucking my shit up.
Oh shit, that's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true though.
Show me the sex facts.
It's like, man, you could have just at least like congratulated me, bro. Like,
yeah, bro, buy me a slice of pizza, nigga. Damn. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Mori soñando on the side.
What a what?
Con Mori soñando on the side.
That's lit. That's lit, my brother.
Now tell me about my turnovers.
Sounds-
now tell me about my turnovers.
Yeah. Sounds like a good ass night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, guy code.
Man.
Oh, that bitch.
Your mama.
Yeah, man.
She's a nice lady.
Beautiful.
A beautiful woman.
That's how I feel. Like, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna agree on the
Yeah.
same shit.
I think we can agree that Lewis is just a big ass. I mean, yeah, we could just agree that mental health is a very serious case.
For sure.
When you feel a certain type of way or you want to say something, just express it. Don't hide it. It's gonna affect you way more if you just hold it in. Trust me, I've been there.
Men are like that though. Like
100%.
we're super egotistical. We
Very.
don't want nobody to think
We're-
we're weak. and
We're
that-
too macho. We're too macho.
That has to change.
That's a fact.
'Cause at the end of the day, if I hit you up, you hit me up, we're gonna be there for each other.
Yeah.
No matter what a nigga gotta say, it's just a nigga don't ever want to feel weak.
A bucko. No, continue.
There's a thing with men as in you never want to feel weak. Like that's what it is.
I'm never weak, baby.
Like 90% of communication with your women is because you don't want to feel like a weak individual because you're the man.
Damn, he said women like plural. It's
No.
crazy.
I meant like us with our women. Like you got a woman, I got a woman.
I got a what?
He got a couple bitches.
I'm faithful to all.
You got
As long as you're faithful to them and they know it, you good.
my man's a faithful guy.
Fact. Nigga, his niggas low.
You already know. Like if you enjoy something.
Sounds about right.
Oh, Lewis is a
As
yeah,
men,
man.
as men, like we really got to change the fact that
No,
we're macho. We gotta. You know what I mean?
As society.
No, I'm saying, yeah, no, for sure. But I'm breaking it down.
Yeah, no, down breaking.
I stopped.
No.
You got rid of that one. I stopped.
No.
But yeah, as men, stop trying to be so macho. Open up to your boys, man. Like
Yeah.
we got niggas that really give a fuck about.
Pause.
No.
Don't
That wasn't a pause situation.
Don't open up to me like that.
That's
Crazy.
crazy. Niggas so nasty.
Nah, but open up in the sense of sharing your
Yeah,
feelings
man,
and
like-
emotions. Like for example, Lo, I really hate your guts, bro.
Your guts I hate, but your heart I love.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, man.
How you know what his guts feel like?
That's okay.
That's crazy,
That
bro.
nah, see that's wild. That's wild. Hey yo.
This goes to all of my
Yo,
shits.
I got something to say off camera. No, off camera. I can't say it on camera.
We done with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as men, especially this goes out. I'm just speaking in as our family in general. If you need to talk, man, I'm always here regardless. Real shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
as parents, we need to just
Be parents.
be hands on with your kids, bro.
Like man.
Spend more time.
Time and effort is what it is. This nigga's never different. But yeah,
Soy diferente.
it's time and effort. Ladies,
I know you love me.
actually communicate with your men.
Yeah, please.
Men, listen to your women and communicate.
I
back.
cry every night.
B.O.B. Hold it down. But yeah, man. That's pretty much it, man. Like, I mean, if you feel any type of way, reach out to somebody. There's always a positive to your negative. You feel?
Shit is always gonna be alright, bro. It's 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I just
we
feel
done
like
dealt with a whole pandemic for a year, man. Like
everything is not that serious. I've seen and heard shit, which we would love to have a woman on the podcast, but I had someone break down or close himself in because he found out his wife made more money than him, so he felt some type of way that he wasn't being the typical man that should be the breadwinner. No, I'm saving it. I'm just saying.
We saving that one for a different
that's a
day.
different episode. I'm just saying in the mental health issue,
Yeah, for sure.
there's no reason for you to close in like that. You know, you
If
just
she loves you for who you are, love her
that's
for
a
who she
fact.
is, that's it.
You just gotta speak to your lady. You guys have to communicate and listen. This is what's going down, but I know each of us are making the effort to make this household
Love
be
her
what it is.
for the fact that you're broken.
Yeah, man. So the fact that Scott keeps talking out of his neck, man, like if you enjoy, subscribe if you new.
Oh my God.
Yo, we'll catch y'all next week, man. Y'all already know.
Fact. And we out.